Dear students, in this class, let us learn about the kinetics of copolymerization. Do you know what is meant by copolymer? A copolymer is the one in which more than one monomeric repeating unit is present. The polymerization is made with one or more monomer is called a copolymer. Say, for example, see how styrene. This is styrene, CH double bond CH2. This is a one monomer. This when it reacts with butadiene, CH2 double bond CH, CH double bond CH2. Okay, and number of this monomer. Okay, so you will get so this is styrene, butadiene, is styrene cobutadiene. Okay, so this is called this can be otherwise called SBR, styrene butadiene rubber. So this is the very first synthesized artificial synthetic copolymer. Okay, so which has got enormous use in the industry. Likewise, there can be many copolymers. Polyvinyl chloride, vinyl acetate, polyvinyl chloride, polymethyl methacrylate, co-methacrylate. So in all the cases, there can be one more than two monomers are present. Okay, so this type of polymer is called a copolymer. So we are going to understand the kinetics of copolymerization reaction. Okay, so what is the use of studying the kinetics of copolymerization? This will help you to understand the ratio of monomeric unit actually present in the copolymer chain, or otherwise you can say the composition of copolymer. Okay, so you say, for example, if you take styrene and butadiene or vinyl chloride and vinyl acetate in equal ratio and undergo or allow the polymerization reaction to proceed, the resulting polymer is not exactly in the equal ratio of the monomers you have taken, styrene, butadiene, vinyl chloride or vinyl acetate. So the copolymer composition is different from the monomer feed. Okay, the monomer feed is the concentration or amount of monomer you are taking for the polymerization reaction. Okay, and composition of the polymer is different from that of a monomer feed. So to understand which monomer predominates over the other monomer in the polymerization reaction, we need to understand the kinetics of a copolymerization reaction. So that will be very much helpful to ascertain the composition of copolymer, as a result its mechanical properties or thermal properties, etc. Okay, so let us study about the kinetics. So I take a generalized system in which R dot is the radical, okay, and reacts with the monomer bond. So this radical is produced by a decomposition of the initiator, which you have already studied in the kinetics of radical addition polymerization. Okay, so this R dot reacts with M1, you will get R M1 dot. Okay, if you have a radical attacks another monomeric species, so you will get R M2 dot. So this first step we call it as a initiation reaction. So in the initiation reaction, you have two different type of the going chain. So one is RM1, another is a RM2. R dot is the radical, M1 is the monomer. So radical electron, odd electron from the radical end is transferred to the first monomer. It is called the first RM1 dot. The odd electron from the radical is transferred to the second monomer. You get RM2 dot. Okay. Now let us see how the propagation reaction takes place. So the RM1 dot here, now I take RM1 dot and RM2 dot. Okay, so I have got it from the initiation reaction. Okay, so these two is equal to, I can write this as M1 dot and this I can write this as a M2 dot. Okay, so now let us take the propagation. How the propagation takes place. Okay, so now M1 dot, you have RM1 can react with the first monomer and the second monomer. Okay, so M1 has got two probabilities to attack with either M1 or M2. Okay, so this I can call this, I can write this as M1 dot. Okay, this one M1 M2 dot. So the radical is transferred from the first to the M1 to the same M1. So this is called self propagation. This is called a self propagation. And M1 radical is transferred to the M2. You call it as a M1 M2 dot. This is called a cross propagation. This is self propagation. This is called a cross propagation. So the next radical ending is the same here, but it is a different here. Similarly, this RM2 dot has got the possibility to react with either M1 and M2. You will get M2 M1 dot. Okay, and then you will get M2 M2 dot. Okay, so in this case, okay, so this is the self propagation and this is a cross propagation. This is a self propagation. Okay, because M2 radical with the M2 now changes to M1. Okay, so it is a cross. M radical with M2 it remains M2 dot. So this is a self propagation. Okay. Now let us write the rate of these reactions. Okay, so I can write this rate constant as K11. Okay, so K11 stands for 1 from the first monomer to the first one. Okay, so I write K11. So I can write this rate constant as K1 and 2. I can write this rate constant as K2 1. I can write this as K2 2. Okay, so then in this case, rate of the reaction R11 is equal to K11 concentration of M1 dot the concentration of M1. So clear? So rate of this reaction R11 is equal to rate constant concentration of this first radical and then the monomer. Similarly, you can write the remaining. So this is R12 is equal to K12 M1 dot M2. Similarly, this K21, R21 is equal to K21 M2 dot M1. Similarly, R22 is equal to K22 concentration of M2 dot M1. Okay, so you have 4 different rates. Okay, R11, R12, K21, and R21 and R22. Okay, so with these 4 reaction rates, okay, we will be able to ascertain the kinetics. Okay, so now let us see what is the rate of disappearance of first monomer and the rate of disappearance of the second monomer with respect to time. So minus dm1 divided by dt. Okay, this is the rate of disappearance of first monomer among the four possible reactions with respect to time. So this can be written. You have where the monomer 1 is consumed. See this monomer M1 is consumed in the first reaction. Okay, this first reaction and third reaction. Okay, first reaction and third reaction. The 2 steps. So I have to add a rate of step 1 and step 3. So this is K11 concentration of M1 dot M1 plus K21 concentration of M2 dot M1. So clear? Now, what is the rate of disappearance of the second one? Minus dm2 whole divided by dt is equal to M2 disappears in the second step and in the fourth step. So M2 is consumed here, M2 is also consumed here. So I have to sum up these 2 rates, step 2 and step 4. So step 2 K12 concentration of M1 dot M2 plus fourth step K22 M2 dot M1. Okay, so I have got these 2. Okay, now I have another equation. Okay, so the rate of conversion of first monomer into the second monomer, the rate of conversion of first into the second is always equal to the rate of conversion of second monomer into the first monomer. Okay, so I assume this rate of conversion of first into second is equal to rate of conversion of second into first, just for getting the value of either M1 dot or M2 dot. So what is the rate of conversion of first into second? That is K12 is M1 dot M2 is equal to K21 M2 dot M1. So if you take these reactions, okay, this is the second step and this is direct from the fourth step. Okay, so in these 2 steps, M1 is converted into M2 dot. Okay, M2 dot is finally converted into M1 dot. So I can equate these 2. So I can rearrange this in such a way that I can find a M1 dot. Therefore M1 dot is equal to K21 by K12. Okay, concentration of M2 dot M1 all divided by concentration of M2. Okay, so this is an equation I have. Okay, this is one step I have. Okay, so I am going to substitute like this in the future. Okay, now let me take this at equilibrium. The rate of conversion of M1 into M2 is the same, minus d M1 by dt and minus d m2 by dt. அதாவது the rate of disappearance of m1 is equal to the rate of disappearance of m2. So I'm going to find the ratio between these two, the rate of disappearance of m1 and the rate of disappearance of m2. So how do you find the ratio between these two? So minus dm1, okay, by dt and minus dm2 by dt. dt and dt gets cancelled off, minus and minus becomes a positive sign. So I have to divide these two, k11 m1 dot m1 plus k21 m2 dot m1, k12 m1 dot m2 plus k22 m2 dot m1. Okay, so I have got the ratio between the rate of the reactivity of these two monomers. Okay, now let me so I have this m1 value. So let me arrange these two equations. Okay, so I already know the rate of conversion of m1 into m2 is equal to m2 is into m1. So that is k12 concentration of m1 m2 dot is equal to k21 m2 dot into m1. That is rate of conversion of 1. From this I have derived this equation. Okay, you have to refer the previous step. Okay. So in this place, in place of k12, k21, I can substitute k12. In place of k21, I can substitute this, and in place of k12, I can substitute this one. Okay, so I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this equation this way. So k11 m1 dot m1 plus in place of k21 m2 dot m1, I can write k12 m1 m2 dot. Okay, this is just for a convenience. So here now in place of k12 I can write this one, k21. So k21 m2 dot m1 plus k22 m2 dot m1. Okay, that's it. Okay, now let me take this away. M1 is common, okay, and m1 is common here also. Sorry, I have a small mistake here. Please correct this. M1 dot m2. Okay, here m2 is. So I can take this m1 dot and m2 dot a common term. Okay, again this m1 dot is common, m2 dot is common here. So I can write this k11, okay, k21 concentration of m1 is common. Okay, let me write this m1 dot, okay, k11 m1 plus k12 concentration of m2 divided by. So I can take this common, m2 dot as a common parameter. So this becomes k21 m1 K2 to M1. Okay. So now let me substitute this M1. You can substitute this M1 in this equation. Okay. Now how the equation changes? If I substitute this M1 here, this equation becomes K21 concentration of M2 M1 M2 dot M1 divided by K12 concentration of M2 whole divided by concentration of M2 dot. I hope you follow this step. Okay, so you have to keenly observe this step, and if you are not able to follow, then you will have to repeat. Okay, you have to go back and observe the steps again. I need not repeat you the steps. So now this is K11 concentration of M1 plus K12 concentration of M2 whole divided by K21 concentration of M1 plus K22 concentration of M1. Okay, so this can be cancelled. This can be cancelled. Now I am going to substitute these values, multiply these values inside. So this goes here and this goes at here. I am going to substitute K21. I am going to multiply this K21 with this one. Sorry, I am going to make a small mistake. So K12 to here and then K21 to here. Okay, so how the equation changes? You can observe this. M1 by M2. Okay, so this is cancelled. The remaining term is M1 and then M2. Okay, M1 by M2. So if I divide this one, K11 by K12, K11 by K12 concentration of M1 plus K12 divided by K12. You have to divide this K12 here also. So this becomes and M2. Okay, whole divided by. So this numerator term comes to the denominator here. So this becomes K1. Okay, K11 I think. K11 by K21. K11 by K21 concentration of M1 plus K22 by K22 by K2. This is K11. Okay, this I think K21. This is K21. Please correct it. So this becomes concentration of M1. Okay. So now these terms cancels. This term gets cancelled. So I get finally. So before this, let me shrink this equation. Okay. Let me shrink this equation. R1 is equal to K11 by K12. Okay. Then R2 is equal to K22 by K21. This is a very important step I have here. Okay, R1 is nothing but the ratio of rate constant of addition of first monomer to the first monomer. Okay, first monomer to the second monomer. This is the ratio of rate constant of addition of the second monomer to the first monomer. So I can substitute this equation M1 by M2 is equal to K11 by K2 is nothing but R1 concentration of M1 plus M2. Okay, so we have come to the end of this derivation. Okay, this is concentration of M1 plus R2 is K22 by K21, this is R2, which is M1. Okay, so now I have got this equation. What is this equation? Minus, so that is ratio of reactivity of first monomer to the second monomer. Ratio of reactivity of first monomer to the reactivity. So this final equation is called the copolymer equation. This final equation is called a copolymer equation. Okay. So derivation part is over. Up to this, you have derived a copolymer equation in which the ratio of the rate of disappearance of first monomer to the second monomer can be identified. Okay, and in the copolymer equation, you have the two values R1 and R2. R1 is the reactivity ratio of the first monomer to the second monomer. R2 is the reactivity ratio of second monomer to the first. Okay, so from this R1 and R2 value, different copolymer systems can be ascertained. Okay, so in a system when R1 is greater than 1, okay, and this ratio is R1 by R2. This ratio, if R1 by R1 is greater than 1, the system M1 prefers M1 dot. M1 prefers to add to another M1. If R2 is greater than 1, then M1 prefers M2. Okay, the R1 is greater than 1 means first monomer prefers to add to the same monomer. If M2 is greater than 1, then first monomer prefers to add to the second monomer. Okay, so in this case, you will have kind of M1 always prefer M1. So in this system, you will have M1, 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 M1 for continuously formed. Okay, so if M1 prefers to add to M2, then you will have M1, M2. Then if M2 prefers to add to M1, you will have M2 and then M1, then M1, M2, M1, M2. So in the first case, you will have the possibility of a block copolymer, okay, where you will have M1, 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 M2, 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 M1, M1, M1 like that. So in the second case, you have the possibility of formation of alternate copolymer M1, M2, M1, M2, M1, M2. So like that, you have an alternate copolymer chain. Is it clear? So this discussion is not ended here. I will have to continue the discussion in the next class. Okay, from the copolymer equation, how differences with the help of a reactivity ratio, how different polymers are formed. Okay, like homopolymer, copolymer, random polymer, whether it is a black copolymer or ideal system, which consists of equal ratio of monomer. So the copolymer equation, derivation of copolymer equation and the kinetics helps us to know which monomer predominate over the other monomer. What is the dominancy of the first monomer in the polymer chain, okay, or the second monomer in the polymer chain. So this depends on the nature of the monomer you are taking. Okay, so let us continue in the next class. Until then, bye. Thank you.